Hi, I'm Chuck Lofton. My Chuck's Big Adventure series has been all over the country, introducing people to some of the most fascinating experiences and memorable people you will ever meet. This time, we're on the west coast of Michigan, a place that's been a vacation destination for over 150 years. But this west coast has now been renamed the Art Coast. The art is abundant in the Saugatuck, Douglas area.
Yeah, the Art Coast of Michigan.
But step inside the J. Petter galleries and you can tell.
This is the dunes right here in Saugatuck.
This place is special.
We have ceramics, we have bronze. We have this gal who's doing a mix of raku and beading and creating these incredible sculptures.
The walls are an ever-changing palette of diverse artists and unique mediums, where only the best of the best get a space.
The level of art in here has gotten so good that the art really has to be over the top to get in. I listen to my clients that are coming in, colors that they're looking for. It's a unique interpretation of the thing that makes it special. We have a wonderful wine bar where they can come in and have a glass of wine. I encourage people to walk with the wine, to sip, to savor, to linger.
The idea here is to take your time and let the art speak to you.
I want them to not just see, I want them to feel. We want to make the art obtainable. It's not scary, it's not foreboding, it's not intimidating, it's a welcoming space. And there really is something for everyone. There is something about the lake, and there is something about water. It calms the soul, don't you think?
Absolutely. I hear from people all the time that come from the bigger cities like Chicago. It's just so quiet here. It is the calm of the water and just the enjoyment and just feeling like, I've made it, I'm on vacation.
Saugatuck, Michigan has been a vacation destination for over 150 years, so no surprise. Boating here comes with a heavy dose of history. All right, Lauren, let's go back in time.
Let's do it. Here we go.
At Retro Boat Rentals, guests can pick from a fleet of restored 50s classics.
Because that was the sweet spot for gorgeous boats. We have Ruby, Gladys. Gladys is the boat we're on. There's Laverne. What is it about boats? They all have like women's names. And then that's Doris there at the end. My boats are girls. There's just no getting around that.
Saugatuck is divided by the Kalamazoo River. You can take a long road and bridge to cross it, but there is another way.
Our historic chain ferry. See how they're hand cranking it? And there's a chain underneath that takes people from one side of the river to the other. That's a very unique thing.
But how unique is it?
Well, it's the only hand crank chain ferry in all of North America currently. Established in 1857. Back then, this was the only way that they got across.
You're not going to see that anywhere else in the country. But it's still around. And then, you know, our Star of Saugatuck is a historic boat.
A cruise on this majestic paddle boat is just one more reason that a tiny town of 900 people swells to 10,000 in the summer.
This has always been a vacation destination for people for hundreds of years.
This will be the last marina you see on the way out, and then we'll be out on Lake Michigan.
It is Saugatuck's legacy. Life on the water, sweet memories for a lifetime. The experience begins before you even arrive. No cars past the front gate. Rather, a personal transport through a working blueberry farm to your accommodations. But these tents are probably not what you're thinking.
King beds,
luxury linens, great pillows, a desk. You know, you'd have to put all your hair for your hair and your makeup, lighting, a comfortable chair, outdoor fire pit, toilet, sink, and shower.
You know what my favorite part about this whole thing is?
The toilet, sink, and shower?
You got that right. You don't have to walk in flip-flops down to a building on cold concrete. This is also a peaceful place, and I know that some of the people who come are from big cities, right? Chicago, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Detroit. Is the peacefulness of this part of the draw as well?
I think it is, but I think most people remember going to see Granny or Grandpa on their farm. And so a lot of people want that return back, kind of that nostalgia. They get those great memories, but with all the adult amenities that they've become accustomed to.
You can even arrange a personal dinner in a lavender field, and if that's not relaxing enough.
We have 2 massage therapists on staff.
Irene, what a wonderful place this is, and I've got to say that in Southwest Michigan, there's really nothing like this at all, is there?
Well, that's been our goal.
In Southwest Michigan, it's the lake that steals the headlines. But don't despair, land lovers. The sand at Warren Dunes State Park lets you hit the surf and never get wet.
So it's similar to a snowboard, you know, the concept, the shape. And then this helps you slide through the sands.
Sounds rad. This will be epic. These are really steep slopes. Let's bring in some help. That's better. Meet Cameron Ives. 18 years old, 5% body fat, and enthusiastic sand surf stuntman. Go for it, buddy. You're good. We'll be offering moral support. Here he goes. Oh, Cameron, thank you for the demonstration.
Oh, of course, yeah.
How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a little tired, but yeah, it's definitely an experience, especially climbing back up.
No chairlifts here. To come down, you must climb up. Looks like he's gonna try it one more time. Ooh. Wipe out. Want to see the dunes without the climb? Then take a ride. The folks at Saugatuck Dune Rides have been treating visitors to sandy adventures for decades.
Yeah, we had a new driver last week. Smack into this tree here on the left. Yeah. But they hired me anyway.
We go through a wooded section, we go through open dune land. I think the highlight for a lot of people is getting out on the tallest dune. It's 300 feet up.
Tight turns, steep hills, and maybe even
Snake! Snake!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah, fake snake, but real rubber.
it's all part of the adventure. A trip to Michigan isn't complete without exploring the sand. I'm living a life of danger. And no matter how you do it,
Just close your eyes and hope for the best.
tackle the dunes and love the experience. The line forms before the doors even open. People waiting for their chance to get the hamburger that made New Buffalo, Michigan famous. Well, what would a Chuck's Big Adventure be without talking to Chuck about Redamak? And thank you for having us here, Chuck.
Well, thank you.
You can't go to New Buffalo without stopping here. And how did you get to that place as a restaurant?
Mom and Dad, James and Angie, purchased the business in 1975. July 15th, actually, was a Tuesday.
This eatery is more than just a popular destination, it's tradition. In fact, even the way you eat a hamburger is different here. How are you supposed to eat a hamburger?
Well, basically, as the placard tells you, is to flip it upside down.
Why is that?
Because we put the cheese on the top.
It's all old school here.
Oh my gosh.
You can't use plastic to pay,
Eat, pay, and get out.
and you can't order a cup of coffee, but you still made it work.
I think so.
Yeah.
48 years.
Let's bite into a legend here. It's the Redamak's way. Be prepared to wait in line, to have enough cash available, and to have a wonderful vacation memory. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Michigan in the summer is all about blueberries. There are thousands of acres of blueberry fields in this state, and the DeGrandchamp family contends these Michigan berries are the world's best. Why are they so good?
Well, I think we're one of the oldest growing regions, and we've been doing it a long time, so I think we know what we're doing around here.
This now third-generation operation is truly a family affair.
My folks bought this original farm right where we're standing, 1958. So we're estimating these bushes here about 85 years old.
Wow. Mike, you've been doing this since you were a little boy.
Right.
How has all of this changed?
Well, it's tremendously the technology and everything.
30,000 pounds you guys did yesterday. That boggles the mind.
Yeah.
How do you get so many blueberries in here to begin with?
Well, we have a picking crew of about 94 people, give or take, that are picking on an average 25 to 30,000 pounds a day. Plus, we have a machine that's out there picking really as much as they possibly can.
There's a lot of work, Adam, that goes into buying that pint of blueberries at the grocery store.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
We package under the Nature Ripe brand, and they get distributed to Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, Kroger, any of your local stores.
Want to pick some blueberries yourself? No problem. There are fields for just that purpose.
So you want to have two free hands, that's why we're tying the bucket to our waist, and you kind of just want to tickle the fruit off the bush and roll it into your bucket.
You remember when you eat blueberries, you eat 4 or 5 at a time, not just one at a time.
That's right.
Because there's a little bit of different flavor depending on the ripeness.
At the DeGrandchamp store, you'll find blueberry, well, everything. They even make blueberry ice cream, which I had to sample, of course. Excellent. I see why this is the favorite. Thank you, Mylan. Wow, that's good. That really is good. Do you still like blueberries?
I do, I eat them every day.
Meet Paul and Renee, the burning force behind Twin Flame Lavender.
Hi.
The couple previously lived in Las Vegas. So how did they end up here?
And we came out here in our RV, and she fell in love with it. And we needed to get out of Las Vegas because of all the stressful environments that we were in. And Michigan just is absolutely perfect.
And perfect, I guess, for growing lavender, and I never knew that before. What is it about?
So lavender is kind of a weed. It really requires well-draining, sandy soil. And oh my gosh, that's all we have.
Small fields with a big harvest.
We did just distill 160 gallons of hydrosol,
Wow.
so we're busy making more product. A lavender foaming wash, cuticle pens, hand balm, linen spray, and lotions. We have lip balms as well. And we also have some blends.
Is it a trial and error?
It is trial and error.
More error than trial?
It is more error than trial. And our friends that we have test our products, they love it.
Oh, yeah.
They're always, sign me up.
What does this mean to you living in Southwest Michigan?
Oh, it's just so peaceful. It's just so peaceful. The people are amazing here. There's no place on the planet like Southwest Michigan.
So
So my work is really about design. It's easy to understand. It's about color, it's about shape. And now more than ever, it's about materials. Taking unusual materials, bringing them to the studio, breaking rules. And that's a big part of my work, is the evolution. My name is Jeff Blanford, and I'm a potter and glassblower of Saugatuck, Michigan.
Tell me about your shop, because it's very eclectic.
Well, thank you. That's a great compliment. I try and do a huge variety of things.
Jeff's art has been a lifelong journey.
Trying to create things that I have not seen.
Always moving forward.
Every year I unveil something new.
Never accepting boundaries.
Someone said you can't do something, well, I want to know why. Someone told them, and I've just got to see it for myself.
And so here, on the shores of his beloved Lake Michigan, Jeff decided that the impossible was possible.
The sand around here is used for industry. But there's never been a glass blower that's used it and made it to create a quality, stretchable, blowable glass. So I didn't think it would work, but it has. And it surpassed my hopes even.
When this glass cools, it will take on a blue color, unique to what Jeff calls his backyard glass.
As a youngster, I played in the sands, and I always wondered what the sands were made of and what it could be in glass, but how. So it's come very full circle, being that I've grown up around here.
He collects sand that is drifted onto an old property close to, but not on the beach.
It's cool. It lights me on fire like I never have been before. The potential is huge, as if everything I have done in the past doesn't exist.
Jeff could have traveled the world trying to find the secret to his glass-blowing question. But the answer was, and is, and always will be, in his own backyard. From its iconic windmill to the famous Big Red Lighthouse, Holland is full of picture-perfect spots. In the spring, tulips take over every corner.
We have these beautiful tulips, and everybody loves to see the tulips, but what happens after the tulips are gone? You know, like, what are we doing? And the Parks Department, for decades, have been growing their own annuals.
Fall brings incredible color and a huge pumpkin festival. Then comes winter, and downtown Holland is ready.
There's 190 miles of this tubing that gives us 5 miles of heated streets and sidewalks.
You heard that right. Heated streets and sidewalks. The recently upgraded closed-loop hot water system keeps the snow clear and the town busy all winter long.
A lot of the beach towns will close for the season, but because of our snowmelt system and our programming and our really thriving downtown, we get to invite visitors all year round.
And a thriving downtown it is, with virtually no empty storefronts and something for every taste.
Probably over the past 15, 20 years, we're starting to see a lot more families, a lot of younger couples. It really has worked for Holland.
Holland is the capital of Southwest Michigan's Dutch culture. And the Dutch Village has been sharing that heritage for decades.
Yeah, last year we celebrated 100 years in business in Holland, Michigan.
And you, like a few people here at the park, speak Dutch, right?
I can, klein beetje.
I believe whatever you said. It's all here, including the traditional dance in wooden shoes.
Then from there, you take this and you take it, just slide it off like this.
Ike Niehoff was born in the Netherlands and is passing along the centuries-old tradition of wooden shoemaking. Now, I know a lot of people, when they look at these shoes, they think these have to be uncomfortable because they're made out of wood. Are they uncomfortable?
Not really. If you watch the dancers, they do pretty much everything with these wooden shoes what they do with other shoes.
At nearby Windmill Island Gardens, you're transported 4,000 miles away to Amsterdam. Wow, Matt, I am amazed at the size and the beauty of this windmill.
That's a reaction we get. Some people think of those little windmills you have in your yard, but we have a full-size, authentic Dutch windmill here in Holland, Michigan.
This Dutch windmill is 251 years old and is the only authentic working windmill in the United States. Wow. From this standpoint here, you can really see just how large this place is, man.
We have 36 acres here. Obviously, the windmill is the center of it.
10,000 people a day come here in early May to see beautiful tulips, but in August, the annuals are just as much of a draw. What is it that you want the people who look at these beautiful plants and flowers to experience when they come here?
You know, I just want them to enjoy the beauty, listen to the birds sing, have some moments of serenity, hopefully.
Holland's culture is on display every day at these two parks, and you can walk right through it.
You start scratching back and forth.
With or without wooden shoes. I love these shoes. They feel great on my feet, but I think next time I'm going to try this shoe because it comes in a half size. Well, I sure hope you enjoyed our stories from beautiful Southwest Michigan. I sure did. If you'd like more content, blogs, pictures, and even some behind-the-scenes video, go to WTHR.com/Chuck's Big Adventure for more details and content. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Chuck's Big Adventure.